Hey there, everybody. Back in the kitchen today with Bebe. About to knock out a little crawfish and crab étouffée. A little nice, easy dish. A lot of flavors, a little spice, and a whole lot of love in it. So come on with me in this kitchen. Let's get this going. So the ingredients for today, we're gonna need us a little 1/4 cup of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt and cayenne pepper, 1 tablespoon of creole seasoning. Definitely going to need your crawfish tails. You can get them frozen out of your nearest grocery store. Around crawfish season time, it's great to use your own if you have some left from a huge crawfish boil. Got a little crab meat going on. We got some green onions. We got red bell pepper. I have some more onions, white onion. I got 4 cloves of garlic that I've chopped up. I also have some more onions, green bell pepper, and celery that we're gonna all cook in a pot and get it all going. And I'm gonna start off with 2 sticks of butter. Now we're gonna get our butter melted just when it got me a new pot, a little Cuisinart pot, a little deeper, gives me a lot of surface room, and there's a lot of depth. So nothing will be spilling over on the side. We can keep all the goodness inside of the pan. Also, you'll see I have a pot on the back stove. I'm gonna need 2 cups of hot water. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my pot for the hot water. So I need it at that part of the session. So now I'm gonna add in 2 sticks of butter. You're gonna start from a little medium to low heat. You don't want to burn this butter. You don't have to cook everything too fast. Just be a little patient. It all works out. It's all going to get done when it needs to be done. This is a very rich dish. So if you're worried about calories, you may want to try a little ghee, which is a plant-based butter. You can do that as well. And on the flour end, if you want to use like an almond flour or some of that nature. You know, I know some people on different keto diets or not want a lot of carbs in their diets at this time. So it's a couple of alternatives that you can use. And so the reason I'm melting this butter down, because this is what we're going to saute all our vegetables in. It's going to take about a good 30 minutes to get them soft. You want them really soft. It's almost about that time. This butter's almost ready to go. And again, you don't want your temperature too high. You don't want brown butter. You just want to get it all melted and ready for these vegetables. So now you have your onions. Your onions, your celery, your green bell peppers. I got more white onions. You got your green onions just went down. And then you got your red peppers. I get these all going. Mix them up. You saw those beautiful colors. Just gonna stir them around. Man, I wish y'all can smell what's going on over here. So again, we're gonna get these really soft. It's gonna take you about 25-30 minutes. Just gonna keep moving. And about halfway through is when I'm gonna add the garlic. And don't forget to have your pot on the back for your 2 cups of hot water that you're gonna need. Also, around 20 minutes left, I'm gonna start my pot of rice as well. Just keep stirring, get these things good and right. Been letting this cook down, get all soft, and I'm just telling y'all, the smell with the onions and the butter and the celery and the green onions and the bell pepper with the oof. Yeah, it's going down today. And the good thing about this dish, it's a 1-pot dish, and it's gonna last me a couple days. That's if my whole staff don't text me or hit me up talking about bring me a plate. So it's been sauteing for a little while. Now I'm gonna add in the 4 cloves of garlic. Cook this down for another 15 minutes. Like, these vegetables are gonna be soft, extremely soft. Let them cook down. You don't want them to stick. And this Cuisinart pot that I got is the bull. I'm not losing much. I got a lot of surface area. It's non-sticking. The heat has been distributed greatly, so this is going to turn out really well. Again, don't have your heat on too high. Be a little patient. As you can see, these vegetables are getting soft. See all the butter. Like I told you, this is going to be a very rich dish, but it's going to have a little spice and a lot of flavor to it. You're going to love every bit of this. A little rice on the side and all the bits of that seafood. It's going to be nice. Again, this is a great dish to do during crawfish season, especially when you're having those big parties with your family and your friends and your co-workers, and you have that leftover crawfish meat. Once you break that down, you can make étouffées, you can make a crawfish pot bowl. But also know you can get the frozen packs, and try your best to get like Louisiana the frozen crawfish. And then get you some sweet lump crab meat. Got some regular lump for this one. I wouldn't use the jumbo lump. When it comes to this one, I usually like the jumbo lump for things of like my seafood rice at times. But I really love it when I do my crab cakes, which are coming soon. I'm just waiting a couple of weeks. You know, got a lot of stuff going on with work. That one I wanted to be the most perfect video ever, because I know a lot of people have been asking me about that one. But probably got another 15 minutes on these vegetables. Again, just be patient. You don't have to turn up the heat to make it go faster. Just be patient, because patience is going to have the flavors going through every bite of this. So just be patient. Now, before I add the flour in, I do want to add in my seasonings. Again, you have 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and a tablespoon of creole seasoning. About all incorporated. Again, you don't want to use too much seasoning. But at the same time, understand this is your pot of étouffée. Taste as you go. You may want a little bit more spice. You may want a little bit more Creole flavor in there. Again, this is your dish. You're making it the way you want to make it, so you can always adjust on the seasoning. I do take into account that I do have some crab meat that has seasoning to it already. And I also have my crawfish that was cooked in a lot of seasoning. So you just don't want to overpower it or make it too salty or too spicy. So what's best for you and your family, or your potlucks, it's all on you. Vegetables. Probably got another 5 minutes on these vegetables. So right now, I'm going to move these onions and things back a little bit. Let this butter come down. I want to start a little roux with this flour. Get it all mixed in and incorporated. And that's my water getting ready. So like I almost got my flour where I want it. Get it all mixed in. Because you want that flour to cook. You don't want no chalky or powdery taste. Gonna turn down the eye on the water so it can stop making all that noise. Got the water, got the flour all mixed in. Again, don't have your eye too high. I can incorporate it all. So got that all incorporated. Just to temp a little bit. Ooh, man, this smells so good. Again, just take your time. Getting all that incorporated. You want that flour to cook down. Again, you don't want to think all powdery. Have a chalky taste to it, so we're going to cook all that out of it, incorporate everything together. I'm going to tell you now, just going to give your arm a workout. It's probably the most stirring, second most stirring I ever do, besides when I get y'all on that gumbo and I'm making that roux. It's going to take about 45 minutes to an hour. Let that keep cooking. The flour and the butter and the vegetables are all getting soft. Now with the water piece, if you don't have to boil it, you can put it in the microwave. I just went ahead and started it off from the second I started melting the butter and getting all the vegetables going. But again, you do not have to do water on top of the stove, just something I did. So right now, I'm going to add a little bit of the hot water, not all of it. I've transferred it to a cup. This is going to help make that gravy. And again, a lot of people I've seen have issues making gravies for different dishes. Some soft vegetables, some onion, flour incorporated with either water, which you're going to have to season a lot more, or you can use chicken bouillon, beef bouillon, chicken broth, beef broth. You can use a few things, but that's pretty much what it's going to be. It's going to be an oil or butter, flour, and a vegetable to help make that, and some seasonings. But it's pretty much going to make that gravy that this etouffee is being cooked in. Trying to get all that water incorporated real quick. I'll add a little bit more. All going. Again, this is smelling rich. Whew. I've heard people say They probably wish people had smell-o-vision. They might be true. So right now, I'm about to add in my seafood, about to add in my crab meat, and also my crawfish tails. Probably gonna have a little juice from the crawfish tails. And me, at times I do like to add a little touch. Not a whole lot. This is just for my liking. A little seasoning. A little Creole seasoning, not too much. Get to incorporating all this together. Now you got the crab meat, the crawfish, all the vegetables. And I also leave a little reserved hot water in my pot just in case I need it for later on. You can always not add enough, but you never want to add too much. So I keep a little extra just in case I need it. Give it a little taste. Oh, whoa. Yep. Yeah. Seasoning's on point. Get all this incorporated. Turn up the heat a little bit, and I'm gonna add the rest of the water. All this incorporated. So once we get all this mixed in, we're gonna bring it to a boil, and we're gonna let it simmer for about 20 minutes. And at this time, if you want to make some rice, this will be the time to start it. Everything can be done around the same time. Again, if you decide to go the keto route and not use flour and use almond flour, that'll be good. And then you can also start your cauliflower rice at the same time. Always got to keep in mind that I have a few people on this channel that like to eat a little healthy. And what I'm going to do is make this in a keto friendly version one day. But pretty much you can go the same, do everything I did, just change out a few ingredients. And you can rock and roll from there. But again, I will eventually get around to doing one with the actual keto products in it. I do want to add a little bit more hot water on my end. Not a whole lot. A little bit more. Yep. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this all covered up. Turn down on a low heat. And let this simmer for about 20 minutes. Wash off my lid. Well, let me see that boil first before I turn it down. It's also my rice, people. So to make my rice, I'm pretty much just going to be 1 cup rice to 2 cups of water. So me, I'm going to use some of that jasmine rice today. Yep, we got a boil going, so let's turn this down. And don't be afraid every 5 to 10 minutes to come check it out. I'm going to put in a little bit of salt to taste. And this part you don't have to do. I always put a little bit of butter in there for it. This is something I do on my end. You don't have to put it in there. But this is just me. Just add a little bit more flavor, so you want to get that to a boil. And once it comes to the boil, you'll turn it down, put your lid on top, and let it cook for 20 minutes. As you can see, it's giving it a little stir. Probably got another 8 to 10 minutes to go. Just want to stir it occasionally. You don't want to do it too much. Just make sure there's nothing sticking to the bottom, because anything that stick can burn. So make sure you want to move it around some. Get everything kind of flipped. Make sure everything good to go. And the rice is doing its thing. That jasmine rice is going to be pretty soft and a little fluffy, which is going to go great with this. About finished. Ooh, ooh. Boy, this smells awesome. Got the rice looking all right. We good to go. One more good stir. This is what you call cooking. Low and slow. About to get ready to plate this up. Ooh, now we are finished for the evening. Say my grace. Got a little TT's homemade lemonade. Appreciate the recipe. Now it's time to dig in. Got a little white rice on top. Add a little hot sauce. I like a little spice to mine. I like my family always bother with me because I never let my food cool down. Crab meat sweet. Crawfish got a little Cajun kick to it, but not too hot. Yeah. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. And I do want to see y'all pictures and y'all likes and comments, and go subscribe to my channel, Bebe Cooks. Thank y'all for coming out. Peace out.